Every new homeowner does this. You move around, look around, and say, we're changing that wall, adding those lights, and maybe even putting in a pool. Sounds great, right? But a year later, a lot of people end up regretting those upgrades. It's exciting, and honestly, I get excited with them. But what I've noticed though is that some homeowners later admit we probably shouldn't have done that. I've heard it a few times, and it usually comes after moving in or making big changes right away and then realizing that those upgrades were not worth it. And that's what we're going to talk about today, the home upgrades people regret the most. So if you're thinking about upgrading your home, listen up because I don't want you to end up spending thousands on something that looks amazing in pictures but feels terrible in real life and that doesn't actually support the way you live in your home. And if you're planning to sell, the right upgrades can help your home shine, but the wrong ones can cost you big. So let's talk about it. You just bought your new home, you're ready to make it yours, and that's amazing. You should enjoy it. But before you pull out the credit card and go all in, I want you to listen so you have little to no regret. Because not only do some upgrades give you little to no return when you sell, they also don't really add value while you're living there either. And that's a lose-lose. But don't worry, I'm not here to kill your joy. I'll share what's worth doing, what to hold off on, and how to avoid that sinking feeling of, why did we spend so much money on this? Let's start outside. Outdoor kitchen, grill, sink, fridge, those shiny stone countertops. Sounds like the ultimate backyard dream, right? Here's the thing though, most people use the grill, maybe a countertop, and that's it. The sink gets clogged, the fridge barely touched, and then you're stuck maintaining appliances you don't even like. So you gotta ask yourself, do you want an entertainer's backyard? Or do I really just want a solid grill station and some great seating? Because one costs $20,000 or more and the other one gets used. Okay, so don't come for me, but pools, they're beautiful, they're fun until the bill hits. You're paying for cleaning, chemicals, higher insurance, and repairs. And when the kids grow up, it just sits there. I've literally seen families stop using their pool after a few summers and still pay thousands of dollars a year to keep it up. Do pools add value? Sometimes yes, maybe even 5 to 7%. But if you're spending $60,000 and only adding $30,000 back, the math isn't adding up. If you're a true pool family, amazing. If not, think twice. You know those big wooden playsets, slides, and climbing wall towers? Yeah, they're fun for maybe 3 summers and then sports, video games, and high school rolls in. And now you're left with a $7,000 lawn ornament. And landscaping, oh boy, it's easy to get carried away with that one. I've watched people spend tens of thousands of dollars on fountains, exotic plants, stone paths, only to realize that they don't have the time or the money to maintain it. The truth though, a clean lawn, some trees, and low maintenance plants always almost outshine a high maintenance yard. Now let's talk about appliances. Listen, unless you love cooking, you don't need a $12,000 range or a refrigerator with a TV built in. They break faster, they cost more to fix. And guess what? Buyers won't pay extra for them. If you're a chef at heart, go for it. If not, stick to reliable brands and upgrades where it actually counts, like lighting or organization. Now, freestanding bathtub, I know they look gorgeous in photos, but here's the truth. Most people don't use them. They take up a ton of space, they're hard to clean around, and most families just take a shower. Unless you're a bath lover who's really going to use it, skip it. Because otherwise, that stunning centerpiece is just going to turn into an expensive decoration in your bathroom. Okay, let's talk about garage conversion, which is another regret. You think you're gaining living space, but most buyers, they want a garage. Losing it can hurt your resale. Same thing goes for turning a bedroom into a giant closet. It looks great, but you just dropped a bedroom count on paper. Buyers see 3 bedrooms instead of 4, and suddenly your house is worth less. If you want a big closet, do it in a way that can be reversed easily. Now, let's talk design trends because they are tempting. One of the biggest ones is open shelves in your kitchen. Yes, it photographs beautiful, but in everyday life, you are not preparing for a magazine spread. If you're not an organized person, you'll be staring at mismatched mugs, cereal boxes, and yesterday's dishes. There is a reason cabinets have doors. Most of our stuff looks better behind them. And then there is bold tile patterns or funky countertops. They look exciting at first, maybe even fun for a year or two. But give it 5 years and suddenly it feels dated and very expensive to change. My advice, keep your big ticket surfaces timeless. And bring in color with paint and decor. Paint is easy to swap out. Countertops is not so much. So, how do you avoid these big regrets? Let me give you a simple game plan. Fix before fancy. If the roof is leaking, the air conditioner is broken, or the plumbing is a mess, Take care of that first. It does not matter how pretty the kitchen looks if the basic doesn't work. Next, live in your house for about 6 to 12 months before you make any major changes. I know it's exciting to want to redo everything right away, but give yourself some time. You'll start to notice how the house really works, where you put your keys, how easy it is to organize things, which rooms are too small. Living in it will show you exactly what needs to change. If you decide to renovate, add at least 20% to your budget. Renovations always cost more than you think. You might open a wall and find old pipes, or you start a project and the materials cost more than expected. If you plan for extra, you won't get stuck halfway. Focus on the rooms you use every single day. Kitchen, bathroom storage, laundry space. These might not sound exciting, but they do make life so much easier. Small daily upgrades to these areas are the ones that bring the most joy. And lastly, choose function over trends. Styles will come and go, but function will stay. That open shelf you love so much might drive you crazy later. Ask yourself, will this work for me or the next owner in 5 years? We all have big plans when we move into a new home. Maybe it's an outdoor kitchen, a spa tub, or even turning our garage into more living space. But once you've lived there for a while, you start to notice that it's the smaller, practical upgrades that makes the biggest difference. Things like better lighting where you do laundry, shelves that make your pantry easier to reach, a grill you actually use every weekend, or a closet setup that keeps you organized. Those are the upgrades you actually use every week and they won't blow your budget. And that's the point. Spend where it counts and skip what you regret. Now, I want to hear from you. What's one upgrade you love and one you regret? Drop your answers in the comments. If you found this helpful, hit that like button. It lets me know you like this video and to make more like this. And if you're new here, consider subscribing so you don't miss the next video. All this talking about homes remind me of Psalms 127 verse 1. Unless the Lord builds the house, the builders labor in vain. At the end of the day, it's not just about the upgrades, it's about building wisely and letting God be the true foundation. I hope this video was helpful for you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your support, and I will see you in the next video. Be blessed. Bye.